Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Gregtech Community Edition Unofficial. Last time we got ourselves a little bit of an ore setup going, and we got our HV circuit assembler, which, like I said last time, doesn't do much for us besides let us make EV circuits. This time I was looking to get this moved over and upgraded. I was sitting here thinking, oh, well, we really do need to get this area upgraded so that we can stop using the fuel over here, and that I'm still using these MV energy hatches. And then I realized that I probably did it off camera because we're going to go ahead and tear this down really quick. But I might have ended up actually doing something I didn't plan on doing. So let's go ahead and get some of this stuff moved out of this area because we're going to want to move this over somewhere else here pretty soon. Let's get everything put away. Circuit tube. Okay. So one thing I found out when I looked at it is like that. Yeah, we're not going to deal with that. So with these energy hatches, we don't need a cobblestone. There we go. I did find out that I'd already made one of those hatches. I don't think I did it on camera, so I'll look at the recipe here in a second. But I set it up for this thing. And then I looked it up because I totally thought you needed a high voltage for this. You don't. You only need a medium voltage. So we're going to go ahead and get ourselves this electric blast furnace set up, all but the power, over here on this new platform area that I built out. Start with the block. We need the input hatch, so this is going to be our input fluids, which I want there. Output bus, we don't want that yet. We'll do the input bus, which I want right there. Muffler we can't put on quite yet. The output hatch, the output bus, the maintenance hatch, which I want right up front and center. Still can't put that part on yet. We need our heat-proof casing. So that's going to be one. Oh, that can't go there. That's right. So these are going to actually have to go on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We actually do need to leave this back one open. Can't forget about that. Get our coils set up. No, I've done all of this before, so this is just the same stuff we've done before. Our muffler hatch. Input I want on this side. We want it to be like so. Output right there. And then the energy hatch. So that's what we're going to actually have to switch out over here on that one. However, we need to make two things because I am out of my superconductor, and I need another converter to convert it down into the MV energy. So let's go ahead and get those started. Vending machine. We'll get those in. Copper for the wires. Gonna pull out the rest of those because I got some of that still. we do need to pull out some copper. We'll go ahead and make sure we have... I think we're actually going to want all of these. So get those in there to start up. Put these high voltage wires away for now. Alright. Then we have our gold cable we need. We're going to get our copper cables. So we got 2 in there now. We need our aluminum plates. We should be able to just come on out to our assembly machine here. Dump that in. We need a circuit of 8. I don't think I have any circuits in here still. So, we'll just steal that one for now. It's not being used. And there's our machine hole. We just need our transformer. Don't know if we have any more of the PICs. We don't have enough. So I can go throw that in the sawmill while everything else is working. It's the extruder. Saw. Right there. Okay. So as you can see, this thing here has been chugging along. I did take out some of the galena because we're going to start getting some iron stuff propped up in here pretty soon. As soon as this finishes up, I'm going to get some, I think it's chalcopyrite, which you'll get, actually it's technically not iron, it's both. So when you go through here, we're going to end up getting gold. And actually, it looks like we're going to get a couple different byproducts here. Because we're going to get some iron, which will be great for a little bit of extra iron. We're going to get gold from it, we're going to get cobalt from it, and we're going to get cadmium. Now, the only worry that I have is, cadmium does not smelt up. So, this is where we kind of got to test something. This doesn't smelt up into a bar, right? Okay. I don't know if I want to use lithium, though. My question is, if it does not smelt up, does it go into the blast furnace? It does, but it doesn't smelt it. Oh, sulfur goes in there, too. Huh. I don't even know how we were getting sulfur in there. But so that means that it could eventually clog it up. With the fact that everything else is smeltable, I don't think it will. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that, make sure it continues to run, and I will have to set something up on that another time. Let's go ahead and get a couple of these dumped in there. Do 2 more. Though I did kind of want to get some of this rock salt done really quick. Because we want to macerate it and thermal centrifuge it immediately after. So I guess we're going to put the rock salt in there first. We'll let that all process through, get some more boron here so that we can make sure we have our cable I'm looking for. Just dump that off the edge so I don't keep picking it up. Okay, so now that saw should be done. We can go grab our PICs so we can make one more of those low voltage converters. Transformer, that's what it's called. Transformer. Okay, and now we should be able to come over and even just grab any old cable for the time being. Probably just grab ourselves some of the copper cable. Go ahead and pop. 2, 3. That. Take our wrench and flip it. And our copper. 1 and 2. Especially since the power loss on that short cable actually doesn't matter all that much, so that would be just fine. Now we just got to replace this with that. That will function perfectly. Still produce all of the stuff that it needs. We are looking like we might need a tank on the methanol. Let's look at what else this is used for. So we can use it to make gasoline, biodiesel. Looks like that's pretty much it. So I guess we're just going to want to place a tank down. Should have a spare tank somewhere. Doesn't look like it. So it looks like our limiting factor right now is the acetone, which means we really need to get this making acetone. We do have plenty of raw gasoline right now, so I think that'll be on the back burner for a little bit still. Just need to go grab ourselves an Invar casing. Invar, which we do not have another one of right now. So we're going to have to make some more. Let's find our lead. I totally think that's not right. It should be nickel. Invar. Get my ores mixed up. Yep, iron and nickel. So we're going to grab as much iron as we can at the moment. Should be 8. So we can get another one of those whipped up. Then I'm thinking this is going to be my blast furnace room over there. So it's not alloy smeltering. So I grabbed lead. Derp. Literally said it was nickel and grabbed the lead anyways. But I've decided this is definitely going to be the room that I use for blast furnaces. And I want to set them up in such a way so that now that we've got this one set up, I want one... Oh, that's the right block. Probably 3 blocks, two to 3 blocks in between. Just to kind of give space between each of these to be able to function with pipes, other stuff. I don't know if we'd really need that much space, but it might come useful in the long run. We'll see. But we're going to have this one will probably be our titanium one once we get it hooked up. And this will be only to do titanium in. We'll get another 2 hooked up. I'm thinking 2 copper nickel ones, 1 for steel and 1 for aluminum, just so we can have those on auto process. And then after that, we're going to have to get something that we can probably order up the stuff for the wires. Have that stuff mixed up and then put it in to make it stuff. So we can get auto crafting done with this. Because we don't necessarily want just infinite amounts of the cables. We want to kind of use it sparingly. So this back on over, put it back in here. We need a 4. Get our end of our rods and plates out. There's our rods. And casings. Alright, now we can set this back up. We'll wire up some power and we'll see, make sure this is all working. So that's working. See about wiring up what we can power-wise. There it is. Should be able to just come straight across from this. And clip it on in. Alright. Now we just go check on maintenance, so grab out our maintenance tools. Go check that box. Now, I really don't know for sure, but it seems almost like once you upgrade the power supply on it, like it actually starts to go faster. So even though we did have 2 of the MV energy hatches on it, it wasn't really going at MV speeds. But now that it is, or HV speed, now that it is HV, it should go a little bit faster for all the MV recipes. The one thing I did notice when putting in some of the MV recipes, like, not aluminum, what was it? Stainless steel. Stainless steel, like, was supposed to have a little bit of a speed up because you were using, like, the better recipe, quote-unquote. But it didn't seem to quite be doing that, so I was confused a little bit. So we're now getting our rock salt in here. I am thinking we're probably going to want to grab... Stop it before auto outputting. Which means that he's going to auto output differently. Oh, stone dust is going there. Okay. So now we go grab my other thermal centrifuge. Go down below, pop this on, and get these started. So that's doing 1, 2. This will be 3, so that's fine here. Construct all door, and that'll take us 5 seconds to go through all those. And so one thing I did want to be able to double check. So currently we have quite a bit of machines hooked up. And I was thinking, man, we're going to start running out of power soon. But we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these generators hooked up. And we're currently only using 2 HV. So that's only going to be 2 of the generators. This is only using a quarter. This one's only using half, so we're at 3/4. This one's using a full... another half, so we're at 1 1/4. And then this one is using... how much is it using? So we got another quarter, plus this one comes in and powers this, and this is really only using about... I don't even think it's using technically the full 4, because it's not running very often, so that's probably another quarter. So we're only using 4 of our 7, if that, of the generators. So that's actually pretty good right now. However, I do think we want to get started on something else here. I don't remember where I saw it at. It was over here, wasn't it? So we do need to get our IV circuits if we want to get anywhere with this. So let me just check what we're doing. Yeah, so let's go ahead and actually get some IV circuits online. And we might even, let's see what it would be. IV. It's not IV I'm looking for, it's EV. So, is it? No, it is IV. Okay. I did want to check on this too. So, we got our IV circuit assembler. Not circuit assembler, circuit. So, to make those, we're going to need 2 aluminum frames, 2 workstations. That's not the right recipe. 8 of the inductors, 16 capacitors, 16 RAM, and 16 copper wire. I did want to check on this, because from the looks of it, we might actually be... No. Yeah, we might be able to. So we don't need the fusion reactor to make this radon. We just simply need either... Oof. We're gonna have to build another couple large energy reactor, or large chemical reactors. So for sure, we're gonna want to get more of the things up and running first, because I would like to try to get to this circuit assembler as quickly as possible, because then that'll allow us to make all of the circuits a lot easier. But I'm going to go down the tree here and get to just before making the mainframes, and we'll be right back when I'm ready to make those mainframes. Alright, so we are back with what we've got needed for making them circuits. So we just need to get some allied copper wire. We've got the RAM. We do need to make some aluminum frames. So stick those in there. We do need the diodes. We need to go grab out the green ones, which I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head. We need our... See if we have any aluminum frames either. Looks like we don't, so we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4. We need our inductors and our RAM. Right there. Let's go ahead and get those in there. Make our rods so we can make our 2 frames. I guess we need 4 more. steel away that I made really quick. So we're going to need a total of 2 frames per. It does look like we're going to be a little bit before we get the actual EV circuit assembler online. I want to get there as quickly as possible, but we do need to make another couple of EV machines. Is it EV? I think it's, yeah, it is EV. So we do need to get a couple EV machines going before we can make the circuit assembler, for sure. And the number one thing, I actually got the items in my inventory prepped for it. Oh, anelade copper, is it wire? Yeah, it's wire, so pretty easy to get that. Just take this, dump it in there. That should get us all of the copper wire we need. Let's make sure these are all auto-importing. Okay, so as that does that, I did want to get some of the stuff that we needed to set up carbon, an automatic titanium processing thing where I can basically put in titanium into a crate that will automatically feed into a system, or not titanium, but rutile. That will automatically feed into a system, and once that system has it in there, it'll automatically process the titanium into its respective, the ingots. And then I think what I'll do is I'll have the freezer on the other side for all of the ingots. But I don't know why I'm having such a hard time finding some carbon dust. Let's make it to where we have 16 of them at least. Then I wanted to do my wire. So we got our 16 there. We're going to need another 8 to do 16 more. Since I believe it was 16 per. Oh, and some more soldering alloy, which I don't think I have any anywhere. So fluid solidifier. Where would I have put that machine? Kind of lost where I put my extractor at. It's not down here, is it? Oh. Well, I got a high voltage one right here. We'll go ahead and not put it down, because I don't know how much each of these cables are currently holding, and I do not want to overpower them. So we will grab our basic extractor once again. Soldering alloy, if I remember right, is tin and lead. Tin, lead, and antimonium. So let's see what we have in the ways of that stuff. We got lead, we got some tin. I know we have antimonium in a chest somewhere here. Some borax, something I was actually looking for earlier. Antimonium. So we'll be back once I got this all liquefied down so we can make our circuits. Alright, here we are. Putting back the rest of that. Something's fishy here. I don't know why. Oh, don't tell me. No, it is clean. Why is this not working? Our soldering alloy. Do we not have... We have something. Something's not right. We're using the white ones instead of the yellow ones. That's what it is. Gotcha. So we need capacitors, not diodes. Capacitors. And there we go. 40 seconds, we'll have our first EV circuits. EV? No, IV. Now, I was trying to get something set up over here, which I was very glad for having added these extra spaces in here. Because I do want to put this right here. Block. We want the power to come in right here. Now, I do want this like so. And I want it to be able to take input from output. So screwdriver that. Then we need... Have a fluid filter in here? Does not look like we do. Okay. Gonna have to go grab a couple of those in a second, but we need... I think we'll just do the tin alloy pipe, should be fine. Because carbon monoxide is what we are going to be retrieving. So do this, that, and that. We need to wrench it in. This is going to output our rutile, so we'll go ahead and put this together there. And then our output is going to come out of this one. We need our small item pipe. We're going to get our magnesium somehow too. How does that work again? Use that, we get our magnesium chloride, which then gets electrolyzed, and we get our chlorine. So we want a chlorine filter there. We need a carbon filter on the top of this. So these pipes come out, up, 1, 2, 3. Input here as well. Going to that one. And let's grab ourselves our filters. We should have just a couple of regular filters is what I just need. So right on there. Should be able to straight up access that one. So that one we need our magnesium. And this one needs the carbon on it. So we need carbon and we need rutile. So we also want to put this pipe come out probably straight into this block right here. Place down a crate, get a thing wired up to it, so we can just dump our rutile in a crate there. Yes, I swear I had some rutile still. Did I put it? No. I really have no idea where all of this stuff always ends up going. There's a bunch right there. Let's grab our fluid filters out. Should have a couple still. Fluid filter. We got one. So let's check up on the recipe on that again. We don't have, so we're missing basically our plate. So we got our lapis in here. This says, is it the, it's the zinc that we don't have, isn't it? So let's see. Iron, tin, zinc. So this is pretty much useless in this form. We're gonna go ahead and just get it 2 set up for now. Get ourselves another fluid filter. And then we'll let that go through. We're going to have to cycle in a bunch of zinc because we're going to need way more fluid filters here in the future. That'll allow us to go ahead and plop this right there. Plop this one right there. Okay, so our carbon monoxide goes in here. Then we're going to still have to get something for oxygen. I think we might want to just void oxygen. Unless I get it wired up. Probably try to wire it up underneath to our oxygen tank. See if we can do that. Put oxygen tank right there. Let's actually see if we can. Over here. That's our electrolyzer. Our fluid pipe should be this one. That's a tin item pipe. We do not want the tin item pipes. We have more of these. We do not. So we're going to hold off on that. Just bring it over at least so we can see where it's at exactly. So 1... 2, 4, and 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So we want that to be its fill one, hopefully. Carbon, we got the rutile, so that should have a magnesium thing in here somewhere. Magnesium chloride. So we want that. Do we not have another item filter? I thought we had another item filter. We do not have another regular item filter. Gotcha. Oh, we do. I just need another one. Oh boy. Be back once I got some transformers and one more item filter. Alright, we got the last of our item filters and our 2 transformers we need. So we're gonna come on over. Get this ready. So we want, I think, a transformer number 1 and 2. So just 1, 2. So then that allows me to just wire in. Should have plenty. There we go. 53. Come out 1, over, down, and in. Clip those together. Looks like we are currently good, although I am a little bit worried about having way too much energy going through these cables. That is going to be way too much for sure. So we're going to have to start tearing these apart and making them all, I think at least up until this point right here. Making them all this double cable. If I can get it. Although, check something. No, it's impossible for it to be over because that's level 4. Kind of forgot about that. So we aren't gonna ever be over, but we might run into the issue where we're not having enough power. So we can leave this like it is now. Completely forgot about the battery limiter that I specifically put in just in case for that issue. So we can clip that together and it should run just fine without too many issues. So that should have done that. Okay. So now we want chlorine. So I do want to get the chlorine out and put that in the filter over here. So that will go ahead and dump in. Then we need our rutile also. Filter insert. Okay. Those two go in. And we do want our magnesium out as well, and that's going to be the filter insert over here. So that can go in there. Now we should be able to auto-eject the fluid from this. The only thing we got to concern ourselves with is the oxygen that comes out after. Which, again, I want to get that wired into the oxygen tank. So we just need to get some more pipe to make it over there. And then we need a... So this should also auto out. That is actually... Why is... Alright. Let's do this. Oh, that failed. Alright, we'll be right back once I get down underneath, because I do need to steal some pipes to make sure the fluid circulation is proper. Alright, so I do have the pipes here. There was one other thing. I'm just melting down these to get my tin alloy back for the pipes. I need myself another fluid filter. Let's look up filter. Right there. Need one more of these, because I don't believe I have one on the input for this block here. Means we need that there. So we want this. Filter that, flow in. Will get us that now. Now this should be, with the addition of this pipe here, Should be able to set this to auto output, and that should come back in here, and we'll get... Sweet, that works. And we just need ourselves an item input to automatically do that. This one... Need that. We need ourselves a conveyor belt. That's what I was looking for, was a conveyor belt. I do have one in here. Sweet. So now we can put conveyor belt right here on the back. Should... Where's the carbon dust coming from? Oh, it just recirculated in on itself. That's why we need the item filter on the top. So now is where we want the magnesium chloride. This item filter. Put our pipe. Just like that. Why is this not? Not outputting. Is set to that side. Unless it's because the oxygen's in the way. In which case, let's go ahead, go grab the two other things I need. So we need a crate, and then I need all of these made back down into tin alloy pipes. So I will be right back when I got a bunch more, so we can have that auto output into this oxygen container, which then will also have a way to automatically fill out oxygen, which will be nice. So we'll be right back. Alright, well, I got most of it set up here. However, we are running into a couple of snags where I need the chlorine to go in, and the chlorine's not going in. I think that's why. Oh boy, figured it out. Such a simple endeavor. And then the only thing is we're going to need to make sure we get a filter on this bottom one to only allow oxygen. So let's go ahead and actually do that. That'll solve a lot of our problems. Just make one more of these. Stop this thing from auto outputting its fluids right now. Hopefully. Kind of hate how every time you take out a wrench, it kind of traps you. Makes me wonder. Really. Where is the rest of my chlorine? Slowly petering its way back. So it is set up. I'm going to get myself an oxygen filter on that bottom pipe so we can pipe it in all the way back over into our super tank. That has got ourselves an automated production of our titanium. I'm going to be moving the vacuum freezer over here to wire it up. Probably setting up some stuff to get bat boxes over here. Making more of the cables to run stuff to and from all of the different machines that I have. Allowing us to store power and basically just set up overall a better system for all of our machines to be running. And I will be getting some more blast furnaces online for steel and a couple of the other items that we need. So, thank you guys for watching me. You guys all have a great day.